Food costing is a way of collecting information in grocery stores on the cost of a basic nutritious diet. Food costing is a really useful research method for looking at the affordability of a nutritious diet for families. In Nova Scotia, for example, we factor the cost of this basic nutritious diet into different family scenarios to determine its affordability.
Food security is everyone having access to affordable, nutritious food. Participatory food costing is involving individuals that are most affected or involved with food insecurity in Nova Scotia. The food costing training workshop is usually around a 6-hour workshop. The history of the project is usually what we start the day out with, so we give an overview of the beginning of the project, which started in 1988, and go over what has transpired from 1988 all the way to 2010. Then we do an introduction to the National Nutritious Food Basket. Since 2004, here in Nova Scotia, we adapted the National Nutritious Food Basket to also look at the availability and relative cost of food items that are produced locally. Once that's completed, looking at the National Nutritious Food Basket and the survey tool and the local food component, we actually take a trip to a local grocery store and have the individuals who will be doing the food costing have an opportunity to do a practice run of food costing. So this gives them the hands-on experience of what it will be like when they go into the grocery store over the 2 weeks in June, for them to have a clear picture on how to do food costing. Once we've completed our store tour, we head back to the Family Resource Center that we are doing the training session at, and we actually run through some calculations that the food costers will experience when they are in the store doing the food costing. So just some basic conversions so that they're able to come up with the price of the item that they need to, and that way they're able to complete the tool and have it sent back to the research center. The other piece that I think is important is the participatory component of it, so getting people who are experience food insecurity or are involved in it with individuals that they may know who are food insecure, and getting them involved in the project, I think, is a really important component, which is very different and unique for Nova Scotia. And there's a lot of other provinces in Canada that look towards Nova Scotia and the model that we're using here. A lot of times the information that comes out of the data that we collect, it demonstrates that in many different scenarios, individuals do not have enough money to eat a nutritious diet. Using that information is what helps us to move towards those policy changes and looking at the bigger picture.
We've had so many wonderful accomplishments with our food costing project. We've been able to give voice to women experiencing food insecurity, both in terms of the evidence and also in terms of coming up with solutions for addressing the problem. We've been able to build really strong relationships with people concerned with food insecurity across the province. A number of organizations as well as individuals are really committed to working together to build food security in Nova Scotia and really beyond. The project has been able to provide an excellent learning environment for students in participatory community-based research. Another key success of the food costing project is that the project partners have been able to contribute to policy change on many different levels. For example, food security is named as one of 4 key priority areas in our provincial healthy eating strategy. And as well, we've been able to contribute to increases to both minimum wage and income assistance since we started the project in 2001.
I just think this is a great project that can move towards policy change at many different levels in regards to food security, and that's what I think is really exciting about this project, is to see what can come out of it in regards to making a more food secure Nova Scotia and really bringing awareness to the reality of food insecurity for Nova Scotians, which a lot of people are unaware of. And it could be someone as close as your next door neighbor, and people don't have a good understanding of food security, and I think this is a great project to bring more awareness to food security in Nova Scotia.